Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, your Miami Heat. Doing a little thing you like to call DCB. Taking care of business against the Washington Wizards. And unbelievably a task that they had to prove that they could do because they lost to this damn team. But they win tonight, 119 to 101. And a game that they had very much in hand pretty much from halftime all the way through. You could say the Wizards made it, they tried to make it look respectable there at the end, and they cut it to 10 in the fourth quarter, a little 10-2 run, and Spo did what he does. He puts it in the hands of his best players, Bam Adebayo. He finds Jimmy Butler for a nice little backdoor cut. Play after that, you have Haywood Highsmith, who blocked Jordan Poole down back to the deep end, and he get out on the run. Terry Rozier finds Jimmy Butler. He takes it to the rim. Miami goes up 15 at that point, and it was pretty much all she wrote from there. Bam would get a little shooter's touch fadeaway. Scary Terry, he'd get it to roll and get to 27 points. That was pretty much all she wrote there in the fourth quarter. But those two offensively were probably the catalyst for tonight for the Miami Heat. Terry Rozier. Terry's been on a little bit of a run here, man. Terry Rozier, 27 points tonight, 5 of 11 from downtown. And that is truly what you like from Terry, because I think last game, if we look back, Terry Rozier in the Portland game, 6 of 10, and this one, 5 of 11. So we have a couple of Terry Rozier just detonating the dregs of the league, but that three-point shot has looked good. It's looked good. And today he did it all today. He was causing havoc on the defensive end. Miami causing a lot of turnovers and dealing with their own turnovers. This is what happens when you basically take on the bootleg Carnival Barker version of the Harlem Globetrotters. I mean, Jordan Poole's just out there doing whatever with this team. The ball is going around, pew, 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 willy-nilly all over the place. So you have to be mindful in games like this not to get lost in the silly sauce. And thankfully, the Miami Heat went and treated this one with a little bit of respect, unlike the last time they took on the Washington Wizards, where you guys know what happened. It was a disaster. What else is interesting from this game? Jimmy Butler, definitely needed him to be more productive. This is one of those games from Jimmy Butler where, like, this is the kind of, when people say Jimmy doesn't care, this is the kind of, like, minimal care I need from Jimmy Butler. You just go in there, you throttle a team, you get as many rebounds as possible, you get to the free throw line 9 times, you barely take a sweat getting to 17 points. That's the Jimmy, just not like completely out of it, not getting to the free throw line, putting up 4 from downtown. Like, that is a Jimmy no-show and didn't even try. I'll always just be like, I'm good for a good Jimmy Coast game every now and then, which is, yeah, I'm gonna walk out here. Everyone else get a little bit flashier than I do. 9 free throws, if you will, 17 to 20-ish points, and a good day. And that's what you want from Jimmy Butler. So I was very fine with his effort. He had the key sequence we talked about there at the end of the first quarter, at the end of the fourth quarter, to really put it out of reach. But I have liked so far. He had his patented little one-legged fadeaway at the end of the third quarter. I thought Bam and him had some really good chemistry today. I thought they were working well with one another. Another guy who showed a great first half for Miami was Jovic, man. I mean, he hit this one. I'm telling you, man. I was at the Warriors game, right? And Jovic was warming up the same time as Steph Curry. You could just tell you, Jovic, he got the itch. And that itch was to prove that range. And today, was just like Bombski from the Serbian Terminator. So really just a great to see that one. Miami hit some big-time threes in this one, and the ball movement was just fantastic. He had Jovic finding DeLon Wright. Jimmy found Terry Rozier. These guys were really trying to look for one another, and that was a great thing to see. They closed the second quarter on a 12-4 run, and just felt very much like, all right, the game is in hand. Don't blow it. Also in this game, Duncan Robinson made his return. Not too big of an impact, which I don't think is to be surprising. He was 2 of 7 today, so had some looks. Didn't look out of shape, didn't look out of sorts, just couldn't get a couple more to drop tonight. But I will say with Duncan, he, the great thing, 28 minutes tonight, was getting some movement out there, and I didn't notice anything from that would tell you that back ain't ready to go. So that's fantastic news. The one interesting thing that has been here, and I don't know, I'm doing this before the coach is speaking. I just kind of riff right off of the game, but I wonder what is going on with the whole Kevin Love. Now, part of it has been Thomas Bryant has played really solid. He's just been good and has been playing with great energy, and I think his teammates have appreciated what he's bringing to the table now. But Kevin Love has now been active for a couple of games, and we have not seen him in action yet. So just something to, because remember it was like, oh, he's going to come back, then he didn't, and then it was, oh, Portland, he's active, but he didn't play, and then today he's active, but he didn't play. So just a little bit of a keep an eye on that. Maybe I don't know if this is a case of they want Kevin there just for morale. Or are they just really slow rolling it because he came back against just two awful teams? Why waste the Kevin Love bullets? I seem to subscribe to that theory. But it is interesting, even still, that he has been active, been in uniform, but we have not seen Kevin Love get out there. And it was, I think, mentioned on the broadcast that they had thought that he was, but not tonight. Not tonight. He had a peaceful night. The Heat, they take care of business, which is something I'm really happy to see. Taking a look at the standings as they are right now here on a Sunday night. Let's see if anybody of note is done for the night. Okay, so the Sixers won. So the Heat keep pace with the Philadelphia 76ers. Miami still 2 games up on them in the loss column. Miami even in the loss column with Indiana, but I do not believe they play tonight. I think they are in action tomorrow. Take on the Nets. I mean, they should probably throttle them. Knicks are playing right now. They're up. What else? East. Cleveland lost again. Cleveland continues to struggle. And that puts them at 45 and 30. So that, I mean, listen, they're only a game back of falling into the 5, but Cleveland seems very catchable by the end of the season. Magic, maybe you're getting to the Knicks. It's getting a little bit out of reach. But right now, Miami's got a big test coming up with the New York Knicks on Tuesday. Miami has not had great success against the good teams this year. New York, definitely, even with that, I'm sure they're going to be riding high off that Jalen Brunson performance they just had. Whatever this game finishes like. But, I would like to see this matchup because it is a potential you might have it in the 3-6. You could have it switch from where it was, but the Heat, they can take home court advantage just like that. Not worried about it. And interestingly enough, Miami with this win today gives them 22 wins on the road this season in the East, which is on the road this season. And that is the second most road wins in the Eastern Conference. Boston the most with 26. Miami has 22. They pass Cleveland, who has 21. So, man, if they could just take care of business at home. They got 2 big home ones coming up against the Knicks and Philadelphia. You get these puppies, and you're gonna be sitting pretty. I think Miami could be sitting pretty here for a nice little end of season run. But they gotta definitely go and make some statements coming up this week.